Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Newsroom. I'm Maddie Paul. And look, we got more backgrounds behind us today because I'm trying to bring some good Friday energy. I was feeling like we needed a body of water, something nice. So this is one of our live cams that you could see on our website, KELOLAND.com. Any guesses? I'll give you just a moment to guess. Here, I'll move out of the way a little bit too. What are we thinking? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Laverne. We are in Laverne, Minnesota with this live cam on this Friday. And I think it's nice because it's giving like a little beachy vibe. Again, the body of water. I love being around a body of water. So this just felt like the right mood for today's episode of Inside the Newsroom. Inside the Newsroom, we bring you the trending stories of the KELOLAND area, and then we bring on our newsroom staff members to talk about those stories. And they just happen to be the same stories that you see every day on our newscasts, online at KELOLAND.com, and of course, KELOLAND Plus. Fridays are always really fun for KELOLAND Plus because not only do I have the privilege of doing Inside the Newsroom, learning about what's going on in the KELOLAND area, but then I really get to know what's going on in the KELOLAND area with Boredom Busters. That actually airs tonight at 5:30, only here on KELOLAND Plus, and then again tomorrow morning at 8 in the morning, again on KELOLAND Plus. And this is a show where you could just find out what's going on in the area, some weekend activities that you can be a part of, and just some feel-good news too. But we want to start off with Inside the Newsroom. That's what this show is, right? I know we want the good vibes with Laverne, so we're going to keep that around for this episode, but we're also going to get to our trending stories today. So coming up next, we've heard from the state's Department of Social Services that there's a full SNAP relief in motion. We're learning more from our reporter when we come back after the break and also checking in on some local food pantries. So stay around for Inside the Newsroom. We got lots to cover today with SNAP impact, then also looking at some record high temperatures. Good thing Laverne is here with us with that live cam. So stay with us. We'll be right back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. Now that the government shutdown is over, Department of Social Services Secretary Matt Althoff is letting us know what's next for SNAP recipients in South Dakota. Digital reporter Michael Dorn spoke to the secretary for a recent KELOLAND.com original, as he's been following with the uncertainty of SNAP for many weeks now. But Michael, when you had your interview with the secretary, was this set up before or after the government shutdown had ended?
So this was a little bit before the government shutdown. This is the moment where they had those partial benefits kind of pushed out, and they had a little bit of a breather right before the government reopened. So this would have been the night before the government reopened here.
Did that change, like that news, did that change the story angle at all for you?
A little bit, not too much, because he was basically telling me they have a plan sort of laid out already. They've been planning for this. They know what to kind of expect with the coming days. They basically laid out this is the plan. This is what we're going to do in the coming days. When the government reopens, we're going to push this, redo this, get the funding out, right?
So where does DSS start now that the government shutdown has ended?
Yeah, so it's a little bit second verse, same as the first here right now. So earlier we heard that they are reviewing those SNAP recipients for the partial funding. Now they get to do pretty much all of that over again for that full funding here. Waiting for some of that guidance of the other agencies like the USDA to kind of come in. And when that is received, they're going to reach out. They're going to do the work here of looking at those people, doing those reviews, reviewing those SNAP recipients, and then getting that money out here. As of yet, we haven't heard anything on that full SNAP benefit, but they are working on that as of now.
In your article, you devote a lot of time for Althoff to speak, and then you write your own transition sentences like here and there. So why did you want to give Althoff direct quotes rather than just summing up what he said in your article?
Right. I think it's important to hear what he has to say. He is the DSS secretary. These are his words. This is what he is saying. This is after 3 days of kind of that on and off relationship with having that SNAP restored, shut down again, and then restored again partially. And now we're at the point where it's going to be restored fully. So he's kind of described it as like this weird tango that they had to do of just kind of going back and forth. And I really wanted to show like these were his words. This is what he was saying about this whole situation, and this is what he's planning to do.
Yeah, I think I would approach it the same way that you did, especially with uncertainty still being in the air and requirements and evaluations having to go through. And Michael, it's pretty impressive the type of reporting that you've had to do for the SNAP impacts in South Dakota from when the shutdown ended to now. For yourself as a reporter, what do you think that you've taken away the most from reporting on stories like this? Because you've covered lots of angles, whether it's something with a local business who's giving back to those in need, or talking to department heads being like, where are these benefits? What can we do for people? So for you as a digital reporter, what do you think you're going to take away from an experience like this?
Well, I think there's quite a few things here. So one is I've talked with Helpline Center. I've talked with now DSS here. And, these are real people behind all of these things, and they're doing things that are impacting real people, right? And all of these people are working to kind of get these things through or assist in any way that they can. All these groups are kind of coming together during this time, and that's just really cool to see. Firstly, is how all these communities can kind of come together to bridge that gap here in this time of uncertainty. And it's kind of cool to see, what these people are doing to make this better and what they are doing to kind of get over this problem here.
Yeah. And then what do you hope viewers learn from your story?
Yeah, I think the main thing here is just kind of to address that uncertainty and confusion with SNAP right now. So I think people are still worried about that full benefit. And as of now, that is coming. That is being worked on here now that the government is reopened. So it is just a matter of time at this point, I feel.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for sharing all those details here at the Digital Desk, and great reporting. We've been talking about it a lot here on Inside the Newsroom because you've done a great job. Thank you so much for being here. And everyone stick around because we're also going to be checking in with local food pantries to see how they've been doing as the government has ended its shutdown and following that. So stay with us. Inside the Newsroom, we'll be back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. Food pantries play an important role in our communities year-round, but worries over food insecurity increased during the government shutdown as people were unsure about SNAP benefits. Well, Kelly Vogt found out how communities have stepped up to help people in need.
Some of the staple items are, of course, your condiments, and condiments cost so much in the store.
Chris Firk runs the Garrettson Food Pantry on the small town's main avenue. She says about 6 months ago, the pantry was serving about a dozen families a month. In October, that number was 17. She expects the pantry to serve about 20 families in November. She says the upward trend is linked to both the cost of living and the uncertainty of the government shutdown.
Just in the last 2 weeks, people were very nervous of what if I don't get those benefits, and so they were starting to come to prepare.
Not only has the Garrettson Food Pantry seen an increase in visitors over the past few weeks, it's also seen an increase in food and monetary donations.
We're getting to see a lot different types of donations that I haven't had in the past. So I think people are very aware, if I have extra or able to do things, they are happy to help right now.
Firk is proud of the community's generosity.
And Kelly Vogt joins us at the Digital Desk now to talk more about this story. And Kelly, I'm glad that this was a much more hopeful and positive story that we've seen compared to the beginning of this week. In fact, last night, this was labeled as a positively KELOLAND story. And for me, as a viewer, I felt that positive energy just from Chris herself and how she was speaking. So how did your interview shape the tone of this story to be, in my opinion, a hopeful one?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you took away some positivity from the story.
Really, it was maybe an example of how, yes, the shutdown was not good for families who struggle with food insecurity or maybe weren't able to work because they're a federal worker. Those obviously were not good things for people, but we also saw some positive things like, communities really stepping up to help and donate food and money and make sure that people in their towns are taken care of. And, I think it's positive when we see that.
Yeah. Were you able to talk to any other food pantries for this story?
Yeah, I reached out. I really wanted to focus on smaller food pantries because, a lot of times we are in Sioux Falls and Rapid City, but, we want to highlight other towns and organizations in our viewing area. So I focused on the smaller ones. I also spoke with a pantry in Turner County, and they too said that they did see an increased need, but they told me that the community stepped up amazingly with food and money.
Wow. I loved that you were able to be at one of the food pantries for this story. In fact, I loved your stand-up, just like sitting there around everything, and here's that stand-up now. How did you come up with it? What was your game plan for this?
Well, I got to give credit to my photographer, Sam. I was just going to, hang out by the food, and it was his idea to start tight and then, zoom out and show all the food around me. So that's Sam's work right there.
Go Sam. I love the creativity. It's just more fun, especially with a nice story like this. So what do you hope viewers take away from the story?
Just how people really came together to help each other during the shutdown. And I'm sure there is still some uncertainty out there. I'm sure people's worries have not gone away completely yet. But, this is certainly an example of, how people stepped up to help.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for being here at the Digital Desk to give all of those details. And everyone stick around. We'll be back with Inside the Newsroom after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. Scott, it's Friday.
It's Friday. Don't you have any happy Friday music or something?
Yeah,
or
right now.
You'll just sing your way through it.
Yeah. I've been saying that we need our karaoke episode. So this is just a little hint to make you into it.
Yep. Then we're done. We don't need it now.
No. Okay, I think I've explained this before, but whenever Scott is here, he always starts singing a little because he's just a big old jokester. He's always singing, and then I get really excited about it. And so I'm like, we just got to start singing on the show. And he's always like, no. Because he's a professional. And that's why we love it, Scott. Thank you for being professional here at the Digital Desk.
Well, you know what? Being a professional at the Digital Desk, it's fun playing with some of those sound effects.
I was going to say, because today on Whether or Not, you sure had some fun. You're very creative, Scott. In fact, I have a little clip of today's Whether or Not that I want to play. If nobody has seen Whether or Not yet, again, that's live at 9:30 in the morning on KELOLAND Plus, but it re-airs live at 1:30 in the afternoon, same day. So if you haven't seen it yet, everyone, it's also on demand. We'll get to that in a second. But here's what you can see. Here's just a little taste.
Right now, we've got an expansion of 70s for today, including Sioux Falls. Projected high 72, and I haven't heard too many complaints about that today.
No, and I don't think many people will.
Oh, is that happening now?
Well, we're not setting our records yet. Okay, just give it a while, and we'll try to bring these temperatures into the 70s.
I love that Brian goes, "Oh," like that's his reaction. Oh,
and I asked him about that too when we were done. Did that take you by surprise? Because it goes to a red screen, so he was probably thinking, "Oh no, something bad's going on."
Oh, I see. And then,
but that's just part of the graphic.
Then he hears it and sees it. He's like, "Oh."
Then I think I went through a couple other sound effects on there.
I know you were talking about how you cook your turkeys on Whether or Not today.
Yeah. I mean, what
thought
we
you were
do
about to
for
say no. I was
Thanksgiving.
like,
No,
yeah,
but I mean, it was
exactly.
like, more or less what we do for Thanksgiving. So,
And I bring that up because I know.
you have another segment? Why
Well,
don't you
I
just
wish
show
I did.
that
I should have
segment?
clipped this one. That one's too fun. People got to watch that one. There's the hint.
It's even the stuff, that we don't, that we're saying to each other that we're not recorded and we're not recording at the same time. These little things during the commercial breaks. We'll put it that way.
Okay, yeah. The real behind the scenes moments.
Right.
Maybe you guys should just do your takes all in one, so we can see it all. See what you're really saying behind the scenes.
Well, we can't because we need those commercials in there.
I guess
We need that. We need that money. We need that
the
cash.
money. So, what is your Thanksgiving go-to dishes? You talked about on whether or not I want to hear it here.
Well, turkey, of course, number one, tops the list. Oh, you're surprised?
No.
Now, do you have turkey and ham?
No, we do
And
turkey.
why we're talking? We have 2 weeks until Thanksgiving.
I know.
a little less than that.
I
And
know.
We're already talking this.
Well, food is very important, especially on Thanksgiving for me, my family.
So we'll talk more and more about it as we get closer and closer to the actual
Absolutely.
day.
And then when it's actually Thanksgiving, we'll talk about it. But
Well, I think it's going to be you and I
I totally. Everyone stay
the-
tuned for Thanksgiving
at the
episode.
digital desk, and
At
we'll
the
see what
digital
happens.
desk. Maybe we'll have some food that we can try, eat together.
Well, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll be ready by then.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You ruined my fun. I'll have stuff ready.
Okay.
What about, but pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving?
No.
Pumpkin pie anytime?
No.
I know
No.
you don't like it.
I'm sure people have heard this story. I did not have pumpkin pie until I moved to South Dakota. It's the first time I had pumpkin pie.
That's kind of bizarre, actually.
Is it?
A little, because I'm
I
like,
think it's because my mother didn't like it, so she didn't make it. Never
it's a
did it.
familial thing. I thought it was an
Yeah.
Illinois thing.
Well, so we had blueberry or French silk instead.
Oh, but those are really good options.
Yeah.
No apple?
No apple either.
surprised, actually.
Nowadays, my dad makes apple pie. He never did that when I was a kid.
Are you much of a baker?
Yeah.
Pastries and things like that?
Pastries?
Desserts?
No. Yeah, I'd usually do Christmas cookies, I would say.
Little assortment?
I can. My grandmother made some real basic cookies. They're like shortbread cookies.
Ooh, yum.
And the family just loves them.
That sounds great.
Yeah, they have those chocolate sprinkles on the top of them.
My cookie go-to for the holidays is I don't know what you call them,
Spritz
actually.
cookies?
No, it's the peanut butter cookies that are in a circle and you put the
Oh,
Hershey
you put
Kiss
the
in it.
little chocolate drop on top?
Yes, sir. So good.
Delicious.
Delicious. It's so good. Hey, where are we at, Scott? Look behind me.
Laverne.
Yep, this is Laverne.
Yep,
Isn't this
that's
pretty?
City Park.
It's pretty. I didn't realize it was so beachy.
Well, I don't. Maybe you'll have people out on that beach today with record highs.
I was gonna say you might see me out here later.
Yeah.
Can you imagine on the live cam? You just see me
Like,
on
who
this
is
beach,
that? Zoom in on
just
that.
running around. I would. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, record highs today.
You surprised?
A lot of us in the 70s, upper 60s. We have to get into the upper 60s to set records in north central and northeastern South Dakota, and we talked about that on whether or not. And there could be a couple of 80s that show up too. Yankton's forecast high 79.
Jeez,
So, close enough to 80, right?
it's November.
81, I think, is what we have going in Valentine. Rosebud at 80. 78 today in Rapid City.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive.
So
I'm
have some
surprised
heat.
by that.
Get out there and enjoy it.
Done.
It cools this weekend, but still above average.
And
50s.
then, the one thing I keep picking up from the Whether or Not episodes is that the second half of November, got to be ready for it.
Right. Right now, it looks to be more seasonal during the second half of the month, becoming a little more active too. But maybe not all these systems that we talk about may end up hitting KELOLAND. Some will move to the south. We'll see which ones actually make their way through the central and northern plains to affect us. But we do have a lot more going on, I would say, across the United States for the second half of the month as compared to what's been going on during the first half.
Speaking of what's going on.
What's going on? Oh, it's Boredom Busters Day.
What's going on? It is Boredom Busters Day. So you better be watching. That's at 5:30 tonight, KELOLAND Plus, and then tomorrow at 8 in the morning.
But you know what? I will
Plus.
see and hear the original Boredom Busters on Sunday morning because I'm working Sunday morning.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Big throwback for you and Perry Groton.
And I think now he splits it up into 2 segments
Boredom Busters?
because there's so much going on.
There is a lot. There is so much fun. I think Well, I know because I do Boredom Busters, but there's a lot of like markets that we're going to be featuring on Boredom Busters today. So
Okay.
people need to do early Christmas shopping, holiday shopping, even just wanting to find more fall decor. Since it's still fall, if you need something last minute for Thanksgiving, now's the time to go out to those markets. So we got some ideas for you today on Boredom Busters. And then I always like to surprise Perry in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah,
like,
with?
Because anything that I can find, whether it's like an
Can I
international
have a
or
sneak
national
peek?
weird holiday or food. I got him food once. I got him an apple turnover.
Yeah.
Yep, and he loved that. I think he ate it off camera though. I'm trying to get everyone to eat on camera. No one's doing it yet. Someone will bite the bullet for me at one point. What are we doing today? Well, I won't surprise what the surprise is.
You won't
for
spoil the surprise?
No, but I will say that last week it was International Tongue Twister Day.
Really?
Yes, last Saturday was. There's like this website that I see like weird holidays on.
Okay.
And so I asked Perry what his favorite tongue twisters were. And I asked him to spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And he didn't. Yeah. Because he brought it up. So I was like, spell it. And then he was like, and I was like, okay, you actually don't have to. You don't have to do that. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of surprises we give him today. We like to have fun on that show with what's going on. What's going on?
Well, it's a good show to have fun on.
I know, with a good
Because
song.
trying to break up the boredom.
Yeah, no, with DJ NP.
Bust up the boredom.
That's what. Maybe that's where the karaoke episode should be. See, bringing it full circle. Good journalism right here.
You're
All right,
into
Scott, we
this
gotta-
DJ thing.
Oh, I love the DJ thing. I love the music thing. I love this beach thing.
Okay, get out there today.
Done. Let's go. Let's go right now. Let's wrap this up. Inside the Newsroom is over for now. But we're going to come back on Monday. Weekdays, daily. I always want to say weekly. Weekly show. It's not a weekly show. But it's
Please.
on every day,
It's
Monday
on-
through Fridays. How about that? That's
Okay.
I got to get my wordings correctly. Same with whether or not, though. We have a lot of fun here on KELOLAND Plus, but that wraps up Inside the Newsroom for today. But stick around on Monday. We're coming back to you live at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock here at the Digital Desk, always on demand too. And watch Boredom Busters. That's at 5:30 tonight on KELOLAND Plus. You can watch it again at 8 in the morning the next day. That's Saturday, only on KELOLAND Plus, and then available on demand if you have a Fire, Apple, Roku, or Samsung Smart TV with KELOLAND Plus.
That's a lot of info.
Did you like it? I have this like so ingrained in me now. I hope everybody who watches, who are my beautiful, wonderful daily viewers, that they have this memorized at one point too. Keep thinking Travis probably has it memorized. Tom, when he sits over there, they probably have it in their heads ready to go. We got to wrap this up. Okay. We got to
Alrighty.
say goodbye. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.